On this week's episode of Fishing the Dream, we head out with Sean Conlon from Moreton Bay Charters and get his expert advice on fishing the bay. As we head out, our resident fisherman Nigel gets some ins and outs from the bay's expert. Nigel and I get to see firsthand why Sean is so respected in the southeast fishing community, as he throws us onto a variety of species. This is my first time fishing with a light rig thanks to Wilson, and I try plastics out for the first time. I wasn't disappointed by the gobbler's range. So if you want to improve your fishing and get the best tips from the best in the southeast, follow Nigel and I on our fishing adventure as we go fishing the dream. Fishing the dream, fishing the dream, let's all go and fish the dream. When life gets too tough, you think you've had enough. Grab your mates and let's all fish the dream. Fishing the dream, fishing the dream, let's all go and fish the dream. G'day and welcome to this week's episode of Fishing the Dream. I'm here with Sean from Moreton Bay Charters. Sean, how long have you been fishing these waters for?
For around about 12 years now. I came from the Gold Coast and I've been fishing since I was about 4 and moved up to lovely Moreton Bay and eventually fished here, I'd say, for around 9 years or so, and then the last 3 years started up a little charter business up here doing inshore charters. And I love the place, mate.
Well, you must be the guy to go to when fishing these areas.
Well,
been here a while.
Hope so.
So what are we fishing for today? What species are we going after?
Hopefully this morning we'll check out a few snapper. We'll be trying to target those on bait as well as soft plastics. And then as the day progresses, we will try to head for some flathead in the afternoon on soft plastics. So what we want is in the morning, I want to try and get the tide, which is a couple of hours coming up to the top. And then for the snapper, and then in the afternoon we'll be looking for areas where the mangrove's drying right out, and we'll try and fish that low tide and see if we can get a couple of flathead.
So what rigs are we going to be using today, Sean?
Okay, with my form of fishing, I use a pretty simple rig. So when we're using our bait, we'll just be using a very simple rig, which is just a 3/0 hook with about half a metre of 15-pound leader, up to a number 3 swivel, and then we'll be using whatever size sinker we need to get to the right depth that I want to get to today. So that could be anywhere from a 0 right up to, say, a size 2. And then we'll be using 9-pound mono line on our bait fishing. And then when we go to our plastics, we'll be using around about 9-pound braid with a 15-pound leader, and we'll be using anything from a 5/8 jigget down to 1/8 during the day. We'll be using some shads and also some paddle tails. Just depend on the colours that I decide to choose when we get out there. We'll look at the water colour, we'll see what's going on out there, and we'll make a decision when we get out there on the water.
Before we do that, I've got to go see my mates at Wilson's to find the best rod for these fish. Know your rod!
Hey, Cord, how are you?
Good, Fraser, how are you?
Not so bad, thanks.
All right, so we're soft plastic fishing in the bay.
Yes, we are.
I've got a rod for you.
Excellent.
All right, Fraser, so you're fishing for soft plastics in the bay today?
Yep, using a spinning reel, light spinning reel.
All right, so it's important, first thing, if we're going to choose the correct rod, we've got to match it to the correct reel. So there's rods made for reels, so rods made for overheads and rods made for spinning reels or thread line reels. Probably the perfect one for you is the blade and tails rod. We'll run through for the people why it is. You're fishing with lures, so you want to put the action into the lure, so it's very important that we get the blank construction right, what the blank's made out of. And the blank is actually the tube that the rod's made out of. Either can be fiberglass or carbon. Now carbon's the stiffer material and it's perfect for this job because we want all the action that we put from our hand onto that rod to go into that lure. So the better the action in that lure, the more likely it is to get bitten or make it look like a fish in the water.
Yeah.
Once we get that sorted, then we need to look at the other things that the rod's made out of. Now that sensitivity, yet again, you'll notice this rod has a cork handle. It's very sensitive cork, all right? So whatever bites are transmitted through the line into the rod actually comes through the cork. All right, so it's important that we have that. But also cork too, you're fishing obviously out of a boat around the Bay Island.
Yes.
So there's a fair bit of protection for the cork. Cork can be weather beaten, so if it's a rod that's going to go in the water all the time, I would suggest a different handle, so the cork's good for that.
Yep.
All right, now what else we look for? Obviously this rod's designed for casting. You're going to be casting that lure all day and moving it through the water, so we need to think about what runners are perfect for that rod, and when we're going to choose that rod in the shops we need to look for this. So we're casting, we obviously want a big enough guide down here that it keeps, because we want to cast distance if we have to, because we don't want to get in too close and spook the fish, you know, in around the shallow reefs. So what affects casting the most is the line slapping on the blank, so we need to get that line off the blank, and you'll see the big guide there actually sits the line, so when it comes off the reel, it actually misses the rod, it'll give us a good cast. Next thing you know is the tip. We want to actually work that lure, so we want to put all the action into that lure, so we need the line to come up close to the tip, and that's what gives us the control on that lure. And very simply, the butt length here should be comfortable, so that with the reel on and the lure on, that all balances, so it's nice and easy for you to actually work and use that lure.
Yeah.
Important if you're choosing the right rod, that you choose the best components you can get for your budget, if you'd like to say so, and a reel seat that locks up, because you know you can fight some quite big fish doing this. It's quite a specialised thing you're doing. So Fuji reel seat and guides is important. This Blade and Tails has both of them there, and yeah, quality material in the blank. So we're looking at a higher end rod, so something that's Australian built or a high end import will do the job for you.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to get out there and give it a run.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Oh, good luck.
Thanks.
There you go, mate. Get in there. Get in here and sink the hook and give it plenty.
Nigel takes the first fish of the day and reels it in like a pro. Good start for the day.
Thank you.
First snapper for the day, and it didn't take long for the big ones to start biting.
Oh, nice.
That's a start anyway, guys. First bait. So,
And I saw a snapper this morning.
Now it was my turn to bring one up to the surface.
Feel like a big one.
a bit bigger, it's taking a bit of drag. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's the size we're after.
There you go, beauty. That's us on today, second fish of the day. Look at that, hooked him nicely there, straight through the top lip.
Yep, just in the corner there. And just, it should just pop out. There we go.
Yeah. Good stuff. Kept the bait on.
And yeah, he'd be, I don't know, he'd probably be around that 40 centimetre mark, 38, something like that. So, very lovely fish.
Let's get her back in the water and
Pop her in the
say
water
see you later and catch her next week.
Rightio. Mate, off you go. He's going pretty quick.
Leading the charge at the moment.
Don't go away, we'll be right back fishing the dream. Nigel gives the Wilson Light Fibre Blade and Tails a flick while using Gobbler's Southern Sky. Didn't take him long to bring something up.
I might want to splank the way down the side of the boat here.
I'll probably be able to just lift it straight up, mate.
There we go.
Another one for Nige.
Yep. Got a rag there? Yep.
Not quite as big as Fraser's fish.
Nah. Still the champion so far.
Nice little fish though, they're pretty fish. I can catch these all day.
Beautiful, great
I love
fun.
them, mate.
Great fun.
That one there's just on a, that's on a 3/8 jig head. I get them made specially for me with the eyes and everything on them from a fella. And then we've just got a jerk shad, a violet, I think it's violet flash that one is, in the 5-inch.
They've been working good around this area?
Yeah, they are. They're working quite well. They're a locally made lure. And
So you really ate that plastic.
we've got a 4.03 or a 4.0 in that one there. I think it's a Gamakatsu hook. So They all got different sizes. There you go, mate. You give them a little release over the side there. Pop that
On the new Wilson rod.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, mate? Are you going to give that a cast?
Yeah,
or
I'll flip this one up. So yeah, I hope so. So we know the fish are sitting over this side, so I'm going to head it over this way. Let me bail arm over. I'm going to be a hero and give it a good flick, but just a little flick out like that.
Yeah, beautiful. You're in 6 metres of water here, Fraser, so just let a bit of line out so that it sinks down nice in the water column. Because what we want is that bait just floating down nice. We don't want it pinned to the bottom, guys. We want it it'll probably be about half a metre off the bottom, and we just like to let it just drift down in the tide. And as you can see, it's picking up a couple of fish.
I'm going to stay on the bait while Nigel and Sean talk plastics.
So far this morning, Sean, just been doing a long cast, as far as I can, letting it sink, hit the bottom.
Yep.
2 jigs, 1 jig up off the bottom, let it drop. Obviously wait till the line feel again, then back on it again. So
yep, that's pretty much it. I give it probably just 2 or 3 little flicks up.
Yep.
Try to keep your rod from say 30 degrees to about 45. You don't want to go up too high. It doesn't hurt once in a while to give it one big lift up off the bottom and rip it right up, and basically then it'll just flutter down in the current. But that's pretty much what it is. What I find with the snapper is they are down, rummaging around on the bottom here. So basically you need to have that plastic in their eyes. If it's a lot of times if they're feeding really strong, like if they're really into it and they're really up in the water column, yeah, flick it out and just keep flicking it out, just let it come right down the water column and they'll hit it as it's dropping. But I noticed on the sounder this morning they are really tight down on the bottom. Yeah, so that's probably why we're getting a few on the baits, and you've been getting a couple by keeping your plastic nice and low to the bottom.
So what was this colour on this?
This colour here, it's Southern Sky. So it's not a bad little. It basically mimics the little bait fish that we have out here.
Yeah, and it's definitely working well.
Yeah, and this is about the size that this will be the size of the bait fish that we have out here as well. So that's why these things work pretty well. The profile's good. They've got plenty of action in them, and well, the proof's in a couple of fish. So we'll get it back in there, mate, and
definitely
give it another shot. Yeah, next cast, put it up that way.
Yep.
At the same distance. Oh, there you go. You just do what you're doing, Nigel. Yep. You don't need me at all. See, don't need the guide. This guy knows what's going on.
Yep.
You're giving it a hit. There you go. Good fish. Good
That's
fish.
bigger.
Yeah,
that's
good
bigger.
Fish.
Thanks for talking us through that, Sean.
No worries, mate. Well, you talk us through what you're doing here. So,
just taking my time with it. Obviously, you can go hell for leather and lose a nice fish quite easily. Drag's doing its thing.
Nigel's just got 10-pound braid on there with a 15-pound leader. So it's not heavy gear at all, and I think that's one of the tricks when you're fishing around these areas is to try to keep it as light as you can. But you've got to sort of be geared up with these. You could catch a 6 or 7 kilo Jew out here too, which will really give you a bit of a workout. But with these snapper, this little outfit will do the job. Looks like the Wilson rod's doing the job too.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that earlier too. The fish actually, it was on the 3rd go. It's come back and hit that plastic.
That's good, eh?
Getting very close here now.
Yeah.
Nice fish.
You see it at all yet, Nigel?
40-45 centimetre mark.
Little snapper, is it?
Yeah, we got something decent. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well done, Nigel.
Thanks, Sean.
He needs no instruction from me, this guy. He's got it all sorted.
It's always good to ask the local knowledge, different techniques for different areas. Obviously colours and plastics as well.
As you can see there, guys, the old plastic's just pinned him really nicely in the corner of the mouth. But yeah, quite a pretty fish. And anybody would be happy to catch one of those out here today.
Beautiful.
We've just, what have we been here, guys? About an hour. So it's
half a dozen fish.
Yeah, it's that was the idea, to get out here early this morning, or not that early. We're probably still really doing business hours, and get it out here and fish this tide. We'll just get this little hook out of his mouth. Comes out nice and easy. There you go. We've caught a few fish on that. It's still kicking.
Still going.
Don't go away, we'll be right back fishing the dream.
So these fellas, it's quite important to just try to get them on straight. So we just thread him around the hook so far. And just come out in the middle of his back like that. And then we just press it up onto the jig head. There you go, and you want to just get a nice straight little bait like so. Righto,
So
mate.
hopefully we get this one again.
Same spot, put it in the
Yes.
same spot. You know where you cast
Look
it.
at that. Hopefully I remember.
Hopefully you remember.
Yeah.
They're nice jackets, guys. Where'd you get them from?
Oh, they're from Hip Pocket Workwear.
Very flat.
Good plug.
Did you tell them you're going to put fish guts all over them?
Well, I hope that's the plan. We're going to put fish guts all over him. Yes. Yep. It's only a little one. Oh, yeah. She's on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on. Oh, yeah, this one feels like a decent one. Yeah, baby. Yeah, mate? Yep. It's probably not really, it's probably just because we're using a light rig. Oh, yeah. Just letting her run. Fish is coming up, look at that. Oh.
Nice fish. Well done, mate. First
There
fish
you
on
go.
plastics. Well done.
Yep. Thanks very much. Oh. There you go. First, where's she going? First fish on my plastic.
Absolutely monstered it.
So what does he say? This is cobblers,
Gobblers.
gobblers,
Gobblers lures.
gobblers lures, mate. This one just. Want to get that out for us, Nige? There you go, mate. You can stop eating that plastic.
Well done,
There
mate.
you go.
So that's your first soft plastics.
Yep, that was my first fish on soft plastic. Mate, good fun. Yes, got him.
On again.
Tell you what, I'm liking these soft plastics. Oh mate, this one feels good.
Is it?
Yep.
Careful on that pump of line closing.
Yep. Keep the tension on.
At that 45, pumping line with braids a little bit, can be a little bit dangerous. You give them a little bit too much slack and they'll pop the hook straight out. You don't have a lot of stretch. There's that rod. Rod feels
Yeah man, rod feels really nice, hey?
got a nice action to it. Hey, it's catching fish anyway, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, look at this, another good nice size one, eh? She'll be small, this one. I'll bring her over to the net.
Yeah.
So this is my second one now on the soft plastic.
Yep.
Second on the soft plastic, live fibre, blazing tails. Mate, doesn't get better than this.
Oh yeah, you got him that time.
What do you reckon that is, Nige? Got another toady?
Bit of weight, there's not much fight. Yep.
Fight might be a toad.
Those toes go hell for leather.
Look at his technique.
Look at him. He's an experienced fisherman. You can see that. And this is a bit of a trick too, guys. You watch him. He's not, even though it's probably not a big fish. He's not going too hard at it. He's just taking his time. You can see he's doing pump and wind, but he's always keeping pressure with the line to the fish at all times. There you go, Nige. Well done, mate.
Oh, caught twice, sensational.
You get the lip grippers on this fella?
Yep.
Well done!
You can see he's really engulfed that plastic. He's taken that right down there.
We had to be patient getting the next batch of flatties. When we did, it was worth the wait.
A decent one?
Oh, stuck in everyone's way right here. It's great. Yeah, I'll get casted out here.
He's around this side now.
What do you reckon? Oh,
Oh, good fish. If it's a flatty, it might be the big girl.
Patience is a virtue here.
He's around here. We've got to watch that leader too. I've got a 10-pound leader. He's sticking tight to the bottom.
I haven't seen the way it's hooked either yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on the outside of the mouth.
Is it?
Not too bad.
I haven't got a good look at it yet.
Like that net.
No, I don't like the net.
well, there we go.
There we go, guys.
It's out.
Sorry, boys, but
It's alright, you told us it was coming.
that's a nice fish.
There you go.
It's going well.
Appears to be.
Lip grips.
Got to go on the lie detector this one.
Yeah, you'll have to go on the lie detector. Got the old mouth shut anyway.
Let's grab that.
Come on. Open your mouth up for me. What's your personal best?
66.
I think you've beaten that, mate. There he is there. What do we got, guys?
77. You got nearly 70.
69 and a half.
69 and a half.
Beautiful. Oh, nice.
Nice fish.
Oh, got to look at her.
How's he
Oh,
going,
she's
mate?
decent,
All
right?
Yeah, she's a nice fish.
Yes!
Well done,
There you go,
Fraser.
mate.
Beautiful! Hey?
Look at the smile on the big fella's face.
He's smiling now.
Hey!
Fishing the dream now.
He's fishing the dream. He's
Well
loving
done,
it.
mate. Well done.
That's
He's
it,
loving
mate.
it.
That's a flatty. Not as big as Whiteley's last one, but hey, I'll take that. It's
Still a nice fish.
hey, beauty.
Just a little bit of line there.
Oh, sorry, mate.
You're right, just a little bit there, and then we'll just get these. Yeah, that's plenty.
Well, that was time for waiting for that one, but bloody got her in. That was awesome. Hey, she's a feisty one.
Feisty.
Fishing the boat.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Yep, you grab that.
Yep. Hey, look at that.
Get the. Just cradle the belly like that. You guys tell me when she's near that end there.
Yep.
Oh, it's nearly
About
66.
Yeah, 60. She's 60, nearly 67, guys. She's about 67 at 66 and 3/4. So, good fish, mate.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week of Fishing the Dream. Sean, if anyone wants to find any more information, where do they have to go?
Just check out the website, which is www.moretonbaycharters.com.au, and all my phone numbers, email addresses are all there. And come out and you might be able to catch a couple of these.
I just want to say we had an awesome time, and I can't thank you enough, Sean, for bringing us out in this wonderful boat. We've had a wonderful day. All the crew are stoked. Our man Whiteley here has just bagged himself one of the biggest flatheads he's ever seen. Nigel's done his PB on his flathead, and we've just had an awesome day. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Sean.
We'll let this girl go.
Yeah, put her in the water, mate.
Put her in the
Let's throw
water
her
and
off.
Tune in next week for another fishing adventure on Fishing the Dream, exclusive to 31 Digital.
got 2 pound line, guys. Keep the pressure on him, mate. Keep
I'll get out of your way.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, big legs are bigger than the biggest one of the day. So.
Hold on to it, mate.
Bit pale there, no? Watch me, I'm going to be talking about this the whole way home.
That's a serious fish, guys. And believe me, we've had a pretty, I don't care what anybody says, we've had a pretty fat day. So, there's a few fish around. I hope you enjoyed catching that, mate.
Mate, you're still puffing.
Did well.
I've never
still puffing a
experienced
little
anything
bit.
like it in my life, eh?